Chat. 1 2 1 2.
Good evening, Greenhorns, and welcome to the Road to Wrestling School. The HOV to the HOP. HOP, of course, standing for the House of Pain, Neil Superior Professional Wrestling Training Center in beautiful downtown Hagerstown, Maryland. I'm Grizzly Duncan McBain.
And I'm hashtag Hamish Stewart.
And here we are on the podcast. I don't remember what I say after that. It's been so long.
Something about, we're going to talk about something, and we're going to invite you to listen in.
Yeah, that was it. I had really good taglines once.
Yeah, maybe we should listen to it again.
Yeah, I'm about to listen. I have to listen to this?
Or at least the tagline.
I'll listen to the tagline.
Yeah, at least the last. I know what the last.
Oh, we are literally on the road to wrestling school.
That's it.
And we're going to let you listen in on the conversation.
Perfect.
How are you doing this week, Hamish?
It's been a long time since you've heard this, but hashtag Hamish Stewart is down to between 6 and 8% body fat.
I am almost interested.
Weighed in this morning at 165.8 pounds.
You have lost me.
My.
It was the 0.8 that did it.
That's my shoot weight. My.
What do you build as?
I build at 190.
220?
No. I got. Oh my God! So when we first started, I don't remember who it was I got in the ring with, but he was clearly bigger than me. Not you, but clearly, like, on that scale of magnitude. You, put me next to you. And I got in the ring at a legit 192, and I billed myself as 195. He got in the ring, and they're like, and here comes, I can't remember, Crush the Annihilator at 190. I laughed out loud in the ring. I was like, it was 190 like 10 years ago.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I'm built higher, yeah. I'm down. I think I'm built as 265. I'm down to 250.
Yeah, you're doing great, Joe.
Yeah.
You're doing great, Grizz.
Cutting the sugar, it's easy.
Yeah, and another shout-out to Wildman Robbie Page. I got to give him my new numbers, and he's gonna change. My body's raring for a change. The sad part is I've realized, so the whole goal was to get abs so that I could have a picture of just these ripped abs
Gotcha.
and look great. So a long time ago, about 4 years ago, I was heavy for my frame, and it's all now loose skin around my abs.
Ew!
Yeah, it doesn't look gross when I'm standing up, but
No.
I can't, it's not tight enough to have the defined abs. So now, in the next year, I'm going to be building on muscle around the torso area to hopefully spread out some of that skin and then let those muscles pop out.
I'm going to focus on upper body and core, because I want that, since I'm the beefier guy, I want that, like, trunk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, world's heaviest man trunk.
Yeah. And that's totally doable, totally good.
I think so.
For your look and your angle. I will also be waxing my chest.
Well, someone's got to be clean.
Right, yeah. I think that'll help show the dichotomy of the team.
Yes.
And also, there's the one clean cut guy, and then there's the one big bruiser, dude who's just, an animal.
Literally has Grizzly in his name.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Which I think will help kind of propel the team.
I
Big
think
things happened as well at House of Pain, and since the Lord of the Rings tournament.
Yes.
There may be some House of Pain shows starting on their own.
Yeah, December 3rd, I believe, is the first one.
And it's billed as December 3rd for the first one. Unfortunately, hashtag Hamish Stewart is booked in a wedding, so he can't be down there.
We were going to go out for the straps, man.
I know. We were going to come out fighting for the straps. I don't
even have our manager, Sin Massouf.
I know.
Formerly named Sin Massouf. We got to give her a good Scottish name now.
Yeah, I think Claire McDonaghan or I don't know.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be something. Claire's not bad. I don't mind Claire.
Claire's not bad.
Yeah, Claire's pretty good. And but something I don't know. So our last names obviously aren't the same.
No.
So I don't know if hers has to be the same.
Nah, I mean it doesn't really matter.
Right. And then we're the Grizzly Scots, and then that's just who we are. We're just all three of us are Grizzly Scots.
Grimy Scots.
Grimy Scots, that's it. Grimy
That's right.
Scots.
We were Grizzly Scots once upon a time.
We were Grizzly Scots. Now we're Grimy Scots.
Grimy makes more sense.
Yes, Grimy makes more sense.
Tonight should be interesting. John Rambo has a very interesting night planned, and we are getting to the House of Pain early because he is opening the house to audience tonight. Yes.
Right.
So that will be interesting.
Not a paying audience. This is a training session.
Right,
still.
an open training session.
Open training session, and you can attend if you had a unwrapped child's toy because he's running a toy drive.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, I forgot to get one. I will bring one up on Saturday for the Hall of Fame show.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I can't make it to that. I'm sorry I can't make it.
Oh, you're missing Nikolai Volkov.
I know. I could have sung the Soviet national anthem for him.
He would have loved it. You guys
I'm
could have
sure
sung
he does.
it
Yeah, he's not
together,
sick of
and
that.
I would have like filmed it. That would have been great.
Yeah, I bet he's going to have some interesting stories to tell, man.
I'm sure he will.
Well, luckily, one of the Grimy Scots is there to represent the team.
That's right.
So that's better than nothing.
That's right. And then I'm going to put him in the headlock and let him push me off and then give me a shoulder block.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That'll work out.
Yeah, it should be fine.
John Rambo's got an awesome weekend planned. It's a shame this won't get out fast enough to let people know it's going to happen.
Yeah, but that's all right. I mean, the Hall of Fame, he does it every year, I think, and inducts people in every year. There's quite a class this year, so I'm excited to rub elbows with the class that's going to be inducted.
Cool. Very nice.
Sadly, I can't be up on Friday, which is tomorrow.
Right, he's got a party, so he's got the open training session tonight. He's got a party tomorrow. And then he's got the show on Saturday. So
right.
So if you lived in the Hagerstown area, it's a hell of a weekend to be there.
Yeah, and John Rambo, which most people don't know, is quite an accomplished chef.
Like, super good.
Yeah, it's pretty delicious.
Making chicken Alfredo.
Yeah.
And I want it so bad.
It looks really good. And so he's always posting things that he makes, and, oh, man, you should try this. This looks really good. Really good, great guy for recipes or whatever. You wouldn't think it, but yeah, sure.
So good. So we've just come off our run from the Maryland Renaissance Festival, where we had our show, Renaissance Rumble.
That's right.
The professional wrestling-inspired...
Shakespeare-themed stunt show.
Yes.
That's right. Wrestling-inspired.
Yes, wrestling-inspired. And doing that, we got new ropes for our ring. We got real ring ropes. I don't know if we talked about that, but they're amazing.
Oh, my God, the best.
But just getting out there, doing the show again, getting our bodies in shape, it gets easier the more you do it. It's a nice way to stay in shape, wrestling. It really is.
Yeah, right. And also, for any of you who are listening or thinking about getting into this, any prolonged or extended stretches outside of the ring is bad for you. If you could continue sort of the rigors of wrestling and training and getting in there and doing it, the better you'll do. Because if you can only pop in once every 2 weeks or once a month, you're not going to have fun because your body's going to then feel like it was in a car wreck the next day.
Oh, God, yeah.
And you're going to be like, oh, no, this is horrible. This sucks. Oh, I wish I didn't do this. You got to keep it. Like any craft, your body gets used to it and your motor skills get used to it. So you got to keep doing it. That's why we had 1 week off, but I kept my body trained by digging out a patio in my backyard, which I'll install on Saturday.
I kept my body trained by eating peanut butter ice cream.
Oh, my God.
And it was delightful.
You know how hard it was not eating any candy on Halloween and still...
See, I didn't want any.
Oh, my God.
I had some because, of course, I'm going to have some. But, I really didn't want it. As an adult, sugar just doesn't taste as good. Maybe it does for you.
Oh, my God.
I guess because you have so little taste.
No,
I know. Like, bam.
Yeah, so the salty, sweet, sour, and umami taste, and there's one more, and they're bitter. Those 5 tastes are the only thing I get. I don't get the flavor notes of, this tastes of mahogany flavor. No, I don't.
It doesn't taste mahogany.
No, none of that. Whatever. Whatever. Somebody smoking fish, and, it's got a great smoky. Nope, it's fish.
Yep, that's salt in it.
So what is it? Right, exactly. So, and this disgusts my wife and probably disgusts everyone else, but I put mustard on everything. I mean, literally everything.
That's fair.
The only condiment I use is
mustard. My wife puts ketchup on damn near everything.
Yeah. And because I like the vinegary flavor of mustard,
yeah,
and I was
strong.
like, strong vinegary, bitter taste, and then the mustard taste that I get in the salt in there.
Yeah,
so
that's fine. I got no problem with that.
Everything gets mustard on it, and I don't know where I was going with this.
I don't know where you're going either. Back to wrestling.
The end of that is I will not be there on Friday to enjoy chicken Alfredo as much as I wanted to,
yes,
but I can't go Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I have a patio to install.
Right, you got things to do. We will be switching to Mondays starting next week for training, because Monday is a more focused training at the House of Pain, which will be fun. Wildman Robbie Page is going to do some specialized training on those days as well.
That'll be great.
Which will be a lot of fun.
That'll be great.
And that'll help us keep in shape. The good part about the festival is we were doing 2 shows a weekend. which was great because it was keeping our body in that active shape in addition to doing the other fight shows and just walking around the festival, which in and of itself is this nice passive workout all day.
Right. I don't wear a Fitbit. I will get one.
I don't give a shit.
I'll get one for Christmas, but so I don't know how many steps or how many miles we'd walk, but I'd probably put it in the safe bet of, 5,000 to 10,000 steps a day.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do there but walk around.
Right.
Hopefully next year, I don't know if we can. I'm thinking of the logistics of it. We can push for 2 Renaissance Rumble shows in addition to doing the fight shows.
There's
Am
no
I crazy,
way.
man?
I think you're crazy.
Am I losing my mind?
Yeah.
I think there's somewhere it can fit in.
Nowhere.
No, can't have it. No, because imagine the shape we'll be in. My God, man, we'll be so svelte.
Yeah, that'd be good. We'd also be dead.
Yeah, that might happen.
And they won't. We'd have to talk about it. I mean, there's because it's an hour and a half or an hour and 15 minutes if we all were super motivated to move the ring up, get it ready, and then move it off and get everything ready. If they built us our own place, then maybe.
Oof, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but who knows?
No room for that.
No, not yet. Not till they move to Frederick.
That's true.
But yeah, so this is I will say I'll delve into. I am a bit apprehensive coming back here tonight.
A little.
I don't know who we're gonna be paired up against, if we're gonna tag or if we're gonna do singles.
Couldn't say.
Either way, it doesn't matter. But still, always a little apprehensive to walk in the ring. You never know who you're gonna walk in against.
I'm feeling a bit more prepared than I was previously. I don't know. The rush of doing Renaissance Rumble always makes me feel like I can conquer the world.
Oh, that's
when
cool.
I hop in the ring. And I don't often feel that way when I hop in the ring. But I don't know, getting back into it, seeing the guys again, it'll be fun. I'm sure there will be something that will cut my spirits down. But for now it's okay.
And that's good. I've really been working on since we've been out is just freeing my mind to unleash all the horrors that I can on an opponent in the ring during the heat. And I really, and I've been thinking about listening to a lot of podcasts and changing my mentality on wrestling in terms of so I bump a lot. I'm just a bumper. I just bump a lot.
Yes, you do.
Just have always done that. And I don't have to. Nobody has to bump. You don't have to bump at all in a match to sell the match.
Nope. So,
to be more of an entertainer and more, but, entertaining in terms of, what's your role in that? If we're heels, perform that role, but maybe only take 3 bumps during the match, if I can. It doesn't matter. How many you take, but, where do you need to plug in that, that heat? Where do you need to plug in that viciousness? And that's the next part. I just want to be as vicious and mean as possible. I want to channel that Chris Benoit that we all love, not the one who murdered his family.
Right.
Yeah.
Bringing it down.
Which we don't love.
No.
We don't love. By the way, though, I do have, if we ever become faces,
yes,
the perfect fire-up into the Celtic crossface.
What's that?
All right. So we get to the fire-up. Opponent comes running in, takes one back elbow. Bam. He gets up. Another back elbow. Boom. Staggers up to his feet. Gets hit with a giant Mexican drop kick, which doesn't bump him, but staggers him back into the corner, and he bumps he kind of hits the corner and staggers out. So a Mexican drop kick, for those of you who don't know what that is, you could Google it, but it's basically you just jump straight up, you kick somebody with your heels right in their chest, and you land on your back. A giant big back bump, which, as alluded to, I'm very good at.
You are built for that.
I'm built for it. So, boom, that happens. The guy's staggering back. I can then kip up from that position. Once he staggers out to me, boom, lock in that crossface.
Sure.
Boom, and lay him down right in the center of the ring. Or bounce off the ropes, one of the two.
You got options there. I like that. I like that combination.
Yeah, I think it's got a little bit
I
of.
haven't seen your back elbow in a while. I'll take a look at it. See how vicious
it's better than my clothesline, I tell you.
I used to love the back elbow, but my clothesline's gotten better over the years.
My clothesline blows. Just blows.
Yeah, it kind of blows.
I don't know why it blows so bad because, this is the worst part. The clothesline is indicative of the person who's receiving it.
Right.
The look of it is indicative. And I'm I always think in my head, all right, don't stiff the crap out of this dude because he's going to bump. And then nobody bumps for me. And then it ends up me just shoving people to the ground. They're like, well, that looks like shit.
I have an anecdote.
Okay.
been my backyard days. We did trash
God.
wrestling, as everyone does in the backyard. Trays and no light bulbs or anything. Just stuff that would hit. But
Oh, you're
hurt
missing
make
out.
noise.
Light
Yeah.
bulbs are where it's at.
Light bulbs are bullshit.
Yeah.
Unless you're getting paid $2,500 a week in Japan, don't do light bulbs.
Yeah. And
even then, probably don't do it.
Yeah, by the way, unless you're getting paid at all, don't do hardcore.
Agreed.
Just don't.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You're not making a name for yourself anymore. It's not new. It's not fresh.
Right, exactly. This
Like-
isn't the early 90s where like, oh my God, somebody brought out a table.
Right, this is old, yeah.
Boom, you're over immediately.
Tell the damn story.
Yeah. I mean, sorry to digress into this,
That's fine.
but I think it's one thing that people need to realize. Like, so you'll run into, as you start into training, a lot of shisty kind of promoters that'll be like, hey, guess what? You're booked in a hardcore match tonight against the Killer Bees. And they are hardcore experts. They've been doing it for 10 years. Get ready. Hope you're ready. So you're getting fed to somebody.
Yep.
Don't do it unless you have money, unless you get money, or unless you're going to get a name for yourself, or unless this is going to propel you somewhere else. You can say no. It's okay.
You can always say no. It will not ruin your career to say no.
No, it will not.
Nope.
You can walk out. You could do that too.
Take care of yourselves.
Yeah, because look, nobody else will. No one else will. Protect yourself. Back to your story.
Yes. When I would give a tray shot, the thing that made everyone go, ooh, is I wouldn't slam on it. I wouldn't hit hard. I would hit, and then there'd be a bounce to it. There'd be a bounce, and I'd fling the tray as if I hit them so hard that it flew out of my hands. But, of course, I didn't hit them that hard. It was just a matter of the hit and the bounce. That's how my clothesline works. When I hit, there's a snap to it, which is what works for me. It may not work for you. I think you have a powerhouse mentality and you're trying to power through it.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do.
Which
I'm just
could work.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm abandoning. Like people just lay into me. That's it. I'm doing the same thing.
Do what you got to do.
F it. I'm done. I'm done with this. Like I'm coming back off of this, and this is it's a learning thing. But
Yeah. My issue, again, as always, I think has always been my issue. I got to get out of the corner. I trust the corner.
we all gravitate towards that
because
corner.
you know what you can do in the corner. It's boring, but you know what you can do.
Right.
It doesn't keep the match going, though. It's,
You just and so you just got to apply a hold. There are two holds that I'm going to try to work in as much as possible in the center. Is just snapmare somebody into it, and then it's that hold that I showed Poach for As You Like It.
Yes.
That arm, that sort of like modified arm bar where you're behind somebody and it's
sure.
almost like a figure four arm bar.
Yeah.
So there's that, which is good because then you could show face out. Then there's also something called the stump puller, where if somebody's sitting down, you snapmare them and they're sitting down almost a seated position. You're standing behind them. You put your knees in their back.
Yeah.
You bend over them and you grab their ankle of one of their legs, and then you stand up and pull, and you're like folding them. It's it's a painful move in terms of
Sounds
your
painful, yeah.
in terms of your quads and then your hamstrings in the back. It's not it's a move that'll stretch somebody.
Always stretch you.
And I'm gonna that's
You're stretching somebody tonight.
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out if I'm getting stretched or whoever. But
See, I'm torn between whether I want to be the big powerhouse. I mean, that's not really my body type. I can fake that body type. Just pick people up and drop them. Or do I want to be like a groundling? Do I want to be somebody who's low to the ground, bringing people to the ground, breaking them down there? A sort of unorthodox ground wrestler.
Yeah. Like those guys in MMA stuff.
Exactly.
This ground and pound kind of.
Maybe, but I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I haven't. I mean, the Grizzly character, whether it's Grizzly Joe Grasso or Grizzly Duncan McBain, is a little wild.
Right.
Some things are unorthodox. When he's a heel, he's going to bite people. I'm not going full George the Animal Steel, but I want to incorporate that back in because I think I've lost that.
Can you do a shoulder block, like a diving shoulder block
I've never tried it.
on somebody? Maybe you should incorporate that because of the big size of you.
That would work.
Instead of doing a clothesline, if you came off, almost like John Cena does, but not like not like
I
John
want to
Cena.
incorporate the headbutt again, man. The headbutt is such a fun little unorthodox thing.
No, yeah, you definitely need to put that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
sort of a face move, but you can play it off as heel.
No, heels could do it all the time. Yeah, man.
It depends how you do it.
No, just put it in. Yeah, I just do it tonight on somebody.
I think I will.
Just give them the headbutt. Boom.
I know I already talked about this on the podcast, but getting that Samoan headbutt from Samu was really just the goddamn best.
That was pretty fantastic.
I was like, oh my God, he grabbed my head and went, oh, it's happening.
This is happening.
I wish I could have sold more for him. I should have flown out of the ring.
God, that's what I thought you were going to do. I thought you were going to take it and
the
go
ring.
in between. Yeah, I know. You
but I would have. Oh, for him, I would have.
You got to do that sometimes. Yep. But yeah, I thought you were going to sell like The Rock sold Austin's stunner.
I should have.
And do it that way and then get all hung up in the ropes and all that.
Man, I was happy to get through the match.
Oh, it was awesome. No, you did a great job.
Thank you. I had good workers in the ring. I had Blackhawk and I had, goddamn head shrinker Sam Moo. I was feeling pretty secure.
Yeah.
You were be okay.
Yeah, you were carried over there. That was pretty good.
They carried me well.
Yeah, I was. I'm as always. I'm disappointed with my performance because I was like, you know what? I should have at least got out of my ring and walked into their ring, and they've been like, oh, whoops, wrong ring, and then just ran out.
That would have been funny.
Did something like
it
that.
It just seems like the matches had to move pretty quickly. There were so many.
Right.
I get that.
And my pairing, we were talking about it, and they were like, hey, Step Lively, we're coming over a lot. I was like, oh, crap.
Oh, great.
This is what I'm looking forward to, taking the dope line.
The dope line.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of time left, but I wanted to touch on this because Rambo talked about this today. Going back to the idea of working snug, which I love that term. I really do.
Yeah, snug is good. You want to be snug, not stiff.
Hitting hard in safe places is another good one. In stage combat, we have a thing called a nap, which I don't know. I think we've talked about it here. KNAP. It's where you slap your chest or when you do a punch, so you're not really punching someone, but you're making the noise. That works really well in stage combat. It works well sometimes in wrestling, but Rambo is not a fan of it in any way. Because people, they'll slap their leg when they kick, and it makes a great sound, and it gets a rise out of the crowd, but it is sort of leaning towards stage combat more than pro wrestling.
Right, and in the arena of stage pro wrestling, it's not all it takes is one move where you miss completely and somebody sells, and then the crowd's like, boo, these guys, it's a work, boo. You're trying to make this as real as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's what people want. They want that disbelief. You know who works real snug? Blackhawk. Wrestling him was a treat. I mean, it was a little rough. It was a little jarring, but in a good way. Like he's ready to win. He's in that ring to
right,
win.
and that's another thing that I think we need to even as heels.
Yes.
We need to come out wanting to win. You don't want to that's what I hear a lot of people say boo boo face when you come out when you're going to lose or something. Somebody's going over on you. No, you got to come out ready to win.
Yeah.
And expecting to win. And
why else are you in the ring as a character unless you're there to win?
Yeah, exactly. And maybe that's what I think the mentality I think I've got to start thinking about as my heel character is not that like I'm coming out to win, but I expect to win.
We expect to win. And
exactly.
How are we going to do that?
Right.
What's our plan to get to that?
Right. We're gonna cheat. We're gonna do whatever we need to.
That's right. We're here to win. Cheat to win.
That's right. Yeah. Cheat. Lose if you have to. Win at any cost, but always cheat.
Something like that.
Well, whatever. That's close. Close enough. I take like 1,000 bumps.
But that idea of working snug, like we tend to work a bit frantic. Just because we get excited, our nerves get to us, and we lose the snugness and get a bit more hectic in the ring, a bit more flailing. We work too fast.
Right. And, and dovetailing into that is something that we need to remember is, look, don't do 5 moves that are at a level of difficulty of 10 and do all those 5 moves at level 6. Do 5 moves that are at the level 5 and do them perfectly.
Yes.
And people will be like, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Don't do 25 moves
at
level 3.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I'm going to do, here comes my big boot, then here comes my this, here comes my that, and they all look like crap. Sure, you gave, 25 big boots, but they look like poo.
I'm sure we talked about this before, but look at those old wrestlers, man. Look at Jake the Snake and look at Bret Hart specifically. They did, and I'm sure a lot of the others too, they did a series of moves that they did in every match, and you never got bored. You knew it was coming, but hey, that's their move. That's one of their signature moves.
Right.
Of course they're going to do it. They do it well. If you're trying to win, why wouldn't you do a move that you do well?
Right.
Like, I should have a clothesline in every match.
Yeah, So, and The Rock used to do a spinning neck breaker, or that he would do. He'd set
really well.
Yeah, he'd set he'd boot somebody in the stomach, or somebody would set up for a back body drop, and he'd come up, hook that hook that head and then grab the arm and boom, and there you go, neck breaker.
Speaking of spinning things, I watched a compilation, thanks to Samu on his Facebook, of a series of just the Samoan drops in general.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that's a pretty move.
Oh, my God, it's the best, isn't
and it looks so devastating, but in a good way.
I know, right? Doesn't it? It looks great.
Oh.
It looks great. I wish we could co-opt it into the Scottish drop or the, something like that. But
you could do a double one.
Double Samoan drop?
Maybe.
I don't think you can.
I don't know if you... Man, it's hard to avoid the Dudley drop on that. That's something to play with. We'll play with that.
Yeah, I don't know how... Yeah. We still have to work. Oh, no, our tag team move, we still have that.
We still have that one.
Yeah, you give them the... Yeah.
We'll figure that out. All right, we are almost at the House of Pain, Neil Superior Professional Wrestling Training Center.
4 minutes, 3 minutes right before we have to be, which is always, no matter when we leave, when we roll in.
That's correct. So we're going to tap out. Remember to subscribe to us on iTunes or find us on SoundCloud because that's where we're based.
Rate and review us.
Rate and review us,
That's
please.
how our sponsors, and we'd like to put in this bumper that we paid for, thanking our wonderful sponsors.
That's right. We'll throw that in somewhere because I forgot to mention that. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Road to Wrestling School.
Right. We also...
Oh, you can also email us at roadtowrestlingschool@gmail.com.
Nice. Also, when you hear that bumper, there will be no sponsors after it because we have no sponsors.
You should listen to the last one. I did... she did the thing, and I went, no sponsors found.
Nice.
That was great. I'm proud of that. All right. We are tapping out. Greenhorns. Remember, keep the faith.
We'll see you down the road.
Hang on. I'm Grizzly Dougie McBain.
Oh, that's right. And I'm hashtag Hamish Stewart.
All right, keep the faith, Greenhorns. We'll see you down the road and in the ring.
That ending sounds good. I like that.